Dr. Ruiz? Awesome.
Are you Sharon?
Yes, I am.
Awesome.
Yes, ma'am.
Good to see you. Go ahead, just take a seat. We'll get started.
Okay. I think I'm ready for this. I don't know. This is my first time meeting with any sort of therapist. So.
Great. Awesome. Well, understanding you were kind of stressed out on the phone. I guess one of the questions I want to ask you is just, what's starting all this? What brought you to the office today?
Well, I don't know exactly how this all works, but I guess a big part of it was, I just got married.
Okay.
And it's just kind of been a transition, I guess. It's been, a little stressful.
Pretty big transition.
Oh, yeah, of course. We dated for a long time, but because we're both very, very, very conservative, we didn't live together, and we were engaged for about a year, and then we got married. And so now we're living together here in this area, and we're pretty much a happy couple, I think. I don't know exactly how every other newlywed does it. We've been married about a month, and I think it's okay. We have our problems, and so it's just kind of been really stressful. Just transitioning, I guess. I guess I don't know. I really don't know. What's so bad that I would be struggling with. With it all.
Well, so you feel like you might be struggling with your marriage, but you don't know exactly what could be causing that? Because y'all are good, right?
Right.
So do y'all have jobs?
Yes, we both work. She's a librarian.
Okay.
And I work here around the school. That's kind of why I asked you to just go ahead and meet me here, because it's hard for me to get away.
Definitely.
And just I work, in the office type area down in financial aid. So.
Okay. And do y'all have any kids?
Oh, we don't.
Y'all no kids?
Yeah, we've just gotten married. So, and like I said, because we were so conservative, very very religious, that there was no questionable activity outside of marriage.
So, if you don't mind me asking, what religion are you?
We're Apostolic Pentecostal.
Okay. Okay.
So very conservative.
I'm not very up to date with, could you describe to me what some of the aspects of that religion is?
Well, of course, we don't believe in sex before marriage.
Okay.
We don't believe in drinking alcohol.
Okay.
We don't do crazy stuff, I guess.
Yeah.
Okay. We're very biblical people, I guess you could say.
So from what you're telling me, it seems like everything should be okay. Do you feel like the workload, domestic-wise, is being distributed, evenly?
Yeah, I think, as far as on the surface, we both work together. I do most of the physical chores around the house. It's really, more, I guess, in our alone time that we really have problems.
Okay.
It's just kind of tricky. I don't know exactly how to go about talking about this, necessarily.
So this is a little personal question. So have y'all actually engaged in intercourse? Y'all have?
Yes, we have. We, of course, the marriage night, everybody talks about how great it's supposed to be. Wasn't that great for us, I could say the least. It just, I don't know if it was the nerves or what, but it just kind of, it didn't happen. It didn't work out. It was just, it was rough.
On both ends, or was it her end more, yours?
I hate to say this, but I think it was more my end. I really feel like I just couldn't do it. I couldn't do it. There was something just didn't like. I don't know.
Okay. So, do you have any medical history?
With that kind of disorder? No, I've never.
With anything, just
no.
What is your most recent?
The last time I went to the doctor, I had a sniffle. That's about it. I've never been diagnosed with any sort of issue. Maybe some high blood pressure when I was younger.
Okay, just making sure that we didn't have anything there. So, were you nervous? Are you you were attracted to her?
Oh yeah,
right?
she's beautiful.
You. Okay.
Oh yes, yeah, she's very beautiful. She's awesome. She's great. Everything about her, I love her to death. My whole heart. I don't know what it could be. It's it's just something about actually engaging in it. I don't like. I don't know, and I want to. I feel that desire, but it's something that just stops me. I don't know. I start to kind of even feel almost nauseous, and I don't think it's really nerves.
So what I want to do, usually when I have cases such as this, I want to jump back a little further.
Okay.
Before the marriage, more, in your childhood.
Okay.
were your mom and dad, were they divorced or were they together?
They were together.
Okay.
They were together up until, well, they're still together.
Okay.
They've been together, yeah, my whole life, and they seem to have a pretty good relationship. I don't know. They never really kiss or anything in front of us.
Okay.
They don't even argue in front of us. Everything's very hidden, yes.
Okay, so do you have any brothers and sisters?
I have 2 brothers.
Okay.
And they're both older than me.
Got it. Okay, so you're the youngest.
Yeah.
You're the baby.
That's what everybody tells me.
Okay. And how is your relationship with both parents?
Pretty good.
Mom and let's start with your mom.
With my mom?
Mm-hmm.
It's pretty good. I've always been her favorite. I think, they say it's because I'm the baby, but I really feel like, we get along well. Me and my dad too. I think so. We just, like a normal happy family, really. Not a lot of arguing, not a lot of family problems. So.
Okay. So I guess jumping a little bit ahead, so you never engaged in anything with, before your wedding?
No.
Sexually?
Oh, no. Not even, I mean, we hardly kissed. I never, I never really got into that whole sexual scene at all. And so it's just been, it's been really weird because I just thought it would just flow normally. Really the only thing I'd ever seen with sex as far as like, outside of people talking about it, my friends playing around or anything, was, one time I walked in on my parents, and it was scary.
Kind of.
I mean, I was younger. Yeah, I was 10. I was about 10 years old, and I was like, whoa, what in the world? Kind of freaked me out because I had never seen or heard anything about that to that point. They sheltered me a lot when I was younger, especially my mom.
So, when you were during your honeymoon, was she pretty, excited? Was she, ready to engage? And was she?
I think so. Yeah,
everything
started off really well. We left. We had our reception at a hotel, and we left the hotel. And we had rented a room there, and so we just went up to our room, and they had decorated it with flower petals and everything. I mean, the mood was set. And some Barry Manilow playing in the background. It was nice. My friends really hooked me up, and we got in there. Everything was flowing good. We're kissing, and physically everything was okay.
Okay. Yes.
Okay. Physically everything was fine. I didn't have any issues with that. And it transitioned like it should. I guess it should. I mean, I don't have a lot of experience with this, but and we get almost to that point. We're kissing. We're things are starting to lead up, and it's just like I started just the very thought of actually engaging in the intercourse started to make me kind of nauseous. It started to kind of.
So what? Okay, I understand. I'm pretty sure the thought on your mind was the fact that you're starting to feel nauseous. You're not ready for it. But were you thinking anything else in the midst of this?
Well, I mean, I was a little nervous, just because this was going to be our first time. Other than that, I guess I just was thinking, oh man, it's about to happen. And then just thinking, I guess, about the whole action of it just started to kind of gross me out. Maybe just.
See, and I guess I'm kind of thinking back to when you said you walked in on your parents. Do you ever think about that? Has that ever crossed your mind again?
You know what? It really hadn't until recently. I had not even thought about it. In fact, I really don't think I had remembered, that it had happened. Well, when we started talking more, getting closer to the marriage thing, and sex became more of an issue. I had my bachelor party, and of course, they did crazy stuff. Nothing too perverted, but some crazy stuff. My friends were crazy, and just everybody talking about sex and sex this and I guess because that was really my only experience growing up with any sort of sexual encounter. It did come back to me. I remember that I had walked in on this, and I just remember thinking, wow, this is crazy. Like I had never seen anything, and so when I walked in and I almost thought they were fighting. I didn't know what was going on. And I was 10 years old. I guess I should have known something.
Well, 10 years old, I guess, is an age that you just, you would start. I know in elementary you start, 5th and 6th. That's probably like what?
Yeah, 10 or 11.
How I feel about that is like, maybe, okay, so your nerves seem, because everybody's nervous, especially when
Right.
it's their first time. And I mean, it being such a big day, I feel like that you might have been already worked up and you might have, you know, been ready. So do you think your nerves were something other than just, you know, your normal anxiety of my first time, you know,
Yeah,
or were they a little bit more intense?
Oh man, they must have been.
Mm-hmm.
You
To
know,
make you nauseous. I mean,
It was, and it wasn't so much my nerves. It was, I think it was really the thought of the complete act just started to really disgust me. I mean, and she's beautiful. That's why, you know, I'm trying to explain to her. You know,
it's not her.
right, and we do okay now. We've been married about a month, and we've had intercourse maybe 1 or 2 times. We've tried, you know, even almost every day, but it just, you know, sometimes I just can't do it. It just sickens me. But as far as the kissing and everything, that's great. My body reacts the right way, and hers too, and even it's more. I think, you know, it's more than, because we kiss fine. We I guess, you know, petting and everything is fine. I don't know what it is, that it's just whenever we get to that point where okay, now it's going to be time to really, you know, do it, that it's, when I start feeling, I'm just talking about it's kind of making me a little upset in my stomach.
Are you okay?
I'll be okay.
It sounds to me that you might, if the thought sprung into your mind when you started getting all worked up about this, you know, situation of your parents, do you think it might have been a little bit of, was it traumatic to you to see that situation, do you think, at all?
Maybe. I mean, if since it was my first experience and it was my parents, I had never really seen them kiss. I guess it kind of really did. Okay, I guess I'm thinking about it now. Like, wow, you know, it kind of freaked me out to see that.
Especially, I mean, and the way you took it. You know, the way that it was programmed to you, you know, is more of like a violent act. You know, might have been. Right,
and I've always been very, you know, I don't want to fight. Me and my wife, we don't fight. We don't argue hardly at all. We get along really well, and so, you know, I've never wanted to be physically violent to anyone. I've never gotten into a fight my entire life. I'm very, very passive.
So this is another question, but it's a little bit personal. You weren't ever sexually abused at a young age by anybody, right? Okay.
No, never.
So I honestly feel that it might have something to do with that situation with your parents.
Okay.
I think you being so sheltered before, you know, actually seeing the situation, not understanding, you know, the compassion behind it, and I really feel like maybe that might play into this whole anxiety towards your wife.
Okay.
Especially if you're able to get excited and, you know, get to that point of actual intercourse. And you have had intercourse with her,
It's been a struggle, but a few times.
So, and it doesn't hurt or anything?
No, there's no physical pain.
Okay. I mean, how do you feel about that, though?
I don't know. It's kind of weird. I mean, you know, after, I remember after, you know, I walked in on them, they, you know, immediately came and found me and basically just said, you know, what you saw, don't think about it, don't worry about it, it's nothing. And they just said, you know, it was nothing, you know, you walked in at the wrong time. And I wanted to ask questions, they wouldn't explain anything to me. And from then on, I've never heard of them having sex. I guess they're very private about it. I'm sure they do, people do, right? I don't even know how much people do. You know, I've heard really what it is, you know, pretty active, but not enough.
And have you told your wife about any of this? You know, because even since the walking around thing, I'm not sure at all.
No, not really. It makes me feel, you know, less of a man that I can't. You know, I sometimes, I don't know if she really believes me anymore, but I just try to play it off. I'm getting a phone call, or I gotta go. You know, I just try to. Right, you know, that kind of thing. I try not to make it obvious, because I don't want her to feel like I'm not attracted to her. I'm very attracted to her. You know, and I love her, and I know I want to be with her. I don't think it would make any difference if I was with anyone else, because, you know, I'm connected to her.
So how were you, actually, sex ed? I know you have to go through those classes and stuff. So how were you during those classes? Were you allowed to actually take those classes? Did your parents?
You know, they did allow me to some point. To some degree. we went to a really private school, and so it was an abstinence only type program. It was very, very not informational. When I think about it now, you know, being in that situation where I am you know, supposed to be having sex at least, we didn't discuss, you know, a lot of things. I don't think. That, you know, really.
And even when you do discuss, I find that most people are terrified because of the stuff they do see, because it's all negative.
Yeah.
But the fact that you held off and you were abstinent towards, you know, to your marriage is amazing. And I don't feel that you should think of sex as a disgusting thing, or it shouldn't make you sick. I mean, you should actually be glad to enjoy it, you know, especially with your wife. And I mean, other than your parents, I'm not seeing anything else where, other than being sheltered. I think that it might have been the fact that you were sheltered quite a bit.
Okay.
So, when you did go through those classes, was it more negatively?
Oh, definitely. There was a lot of, I mean, there's just a lot of, you know, we talked about a lot of STDs and things like that, and I'll never eat cottage cheese again.
Oh, God.
I'm talking, I mean, it was, some of it was very scary, especially to me, never having seen anything like that, knowing anything about it. It was pretty scary. And gross.
So how do you feel now? Do you feel like you're educated enough at this age? I mean, you said you're 21, right?
I think, I mean, other than just getting in there and experiencing it myself, I mean, I know, you know, I took biology in college, so kind of, you know, I know the system. I know all the facts about it, I guess, but it's just really experiencing it experiential. I don't have.
And your workplace, are you doing okay there? I mean, everything all right?
Yeah, everything's good. It's pretty low key right now. Nothing too stressful. Nothing really to keep me bottled up or really away from home. It's pretty good. We both have, you know, convenient schedules, so we're home around 5 and we're there together a lot. So.
And you don't feel depressed in any way? Is everything, I mean, other than this situation, is there anything else bothering you outside of that?
No, I don't think so. We're very happy. I'm a happy, chipper person, so I get along. You know, I work at the church, you know, part-time too. I help teach and things like that, so everything's good.
Okay. Well, yeah, I mean, I honestly just want to say it might be a little bit of PTSD, just, you know, seeing your parents at that act and you not having any, you know, actually, just them acting like it was, I feel like the way they hid it in the closet might have made you feel like it was something negative, something that shouldn't be talked about or experienced, you know what I mean? And something that should be very private. And I think that it's causing your anxiety towards your wife.
Okay, what is PTSD?
It's post-traumatic. It's just a post-traumatic. What is it?
Post-traumatic, like stress?
Yes, disorder.
Oh, okay, like a.
It's where you experience something.
Yeah.
I'm sorry,
okay,
I'm
post-traumatic stress disorder. Okay, well, I mean, it wasn't really that traumatic of an event, I don't think. I mean, I look back, it's not like it really freaked me out. I thought only like people who were raped got that, or people who were in the army, you know, that kind of thing. I never heard of, because I mean, I haven't had those terrible life experiences, so I don't know how that.
Not necessarily at the degree that you were sheltered. I mean, anything out of your range.
Could seem.
Yeah, especially if it was frowned upon, and also because you didn't have any experience before your marriage, and you're 21 now. I mean, you've basically been built to think that you should not engage, and to wait and to hold off. And so, I mean, I think that could have.
Okay. I mean, that kind of makes sense. Yeah. I just think of like a war hero or veteran, whatever. I think of post-traumatic stress disorder. That's what it was, right? So I don't know. So I mean, I don't really know, what to do. I came to talk to you, I guess, just I felt like maybe talking, but.
The way you can get through that is just learning, honestly, in your situation, exposing yourself a little bit more. Getting to know, I mean, with your wife, if you wanted to, if you felt comfortable. Because just exposing yourself to that situation, and your kid, I mean, of course, if it was a war veteran or something, you can't just put him back out there and,
actually take a couple sessions with, another counselor that deals with, that sort. And just learn how to work through that. Talk to your wife about it, get a little familiar, get a little bit more familiar with the good of that. And it is something positive, especially at your age now, and you're married, and that's a good thing. And basically being clean, as long as you're both clean, and you have nothing to worry about. It's like, and you say that y'all are very, close, and you don't think of anything outside of marriage. There's nothing going on here about it. And you can, you can be fine. So,
really think that through and see, I mean, I just don't want her to think of being less of a man.
okay. It's not any less than that. But, I even think that she could possibly be feeling a little nervous too, but you never know. Some people just play it off differently. Some people go through it and, have all the moves and you don't, see anything other than down for it.
Right, yeah, she definitely seems, it doesn't bother her at all. I'll talk to her, I'll give her a call, and see if she wants to do that. I know we're supposed to be, and I know I can be, so,
Explain that you don't have any pain and you actually are able to engage and she's perfectly fine and you're excited and you're, I just don't feel like it's anything more to worry about. And just learning to relax at the point of engaging is going to be the main source. So when you go home tonight, I want to give you some homework.
Okay.
I actually want you to go and just, get worked up a little bit and just relax.
Okay.
Just breathe, just have a good time.
Okay, I can try that. Okay.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, I better get back to work. So.
Well, it was nice to meet you.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you very much.
And we'll see you again.
Okay, good.